Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. There's a ton more footage of Spider-Man Brand New Day, The Punisher, the Hulk. Marvel finally released more details about what's going on with the characters. I know there's a lot of questions about who the real main villain of the movie is going to be. Based on some of the videos of Spider-Man fight scenes here, a lot of people theorize it might be Mr. Negative and his Inner Demons gang, because that would also explain some of the big twists with the Hulk, like why would he become Savage Hulk again? Just in the last couple of days, scoopers are starting to claim that Mr. Negative will not be in the movie, raising a whole bunch of questions, especially Hulk-related questions like, if he's not in the movie, why then does Hulk become Savage Hulk again? What's going to cause him to turn back into Savage Hulk? Maybe they just showed him how much they're going to be paying Robert Downey Jr. for Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. It's going to be a lot of money. What is going on with the real villains in this movie? Well, the Hollywood trade publications like Variety, Deadline, Hollywood Reporter were saying that Spider-Man, Punisher, and Hulk would all fight each other like a three-way Mexican standoff kind of fight until they discover who the real villain is. But they did not say who that real villain winds up being. Then they also revealed that Michael Mando was coming back as a version of Scorpion. He would be more comic book accurate, raising more questions about which other villains we would see in the movie, because there are a couple other big villains that I talked about in my last video, like Tombstone is one of them. But honestly, it doesn't sound like Tombstone is going to be the main villain of this movie. He just doesn't feel like he could be big enough on par with, say, someone like Mr. Negative, or even Kingpin for that matter. And one of the other bummers is that Kingpin is not supposed to be in this movie either. Thankfully, Marvel has since released an official synopsis for the movie, which does reference a couple of the characters that we do know about. So we'll explain what's going on with that, and how Marvel is going to help Punisher get on the same level as Spider-Man and Hulk in terms of fighting capabilities. Without a big upgrade, Hulk would just squish him like an ant under his boot to make as many Loki puns as possible. In the minute that Kevin Feige confirmed the Punisher was going to be in the movie, everybody started posting the Civil War comic book panel of Punisher holding a broken Spider-Man in his arms, trying to get him some medical attention after he got his ass handed to him. So if you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. Probably one of the biggest details here in these new Spider-Man Brand New Day videos you notice is that they're bringing back practical web slinging. It might not seem like a big deal at first, but it is huge. It makes him look way more comic book accurate in the final theatrical movie. It's something that Sony did a lot during the Tobey Maguire era, then refined with better technology during the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man era. What happened, though, is that when Marvel got the sharing deal to use Spider-Man in Captain America Civil War, the Avengers movies, the new solo Spider-Man movies, and John Watts took over those solo movies, he said that he personally hated the way the practical web slinging looked, so it's why they did all of Tom Holland's web slinging scenes completely with visual effects. In fact, apparently, when Marvel decided they were going to go with a totally new director for Spider-Man Brand New Day, it's Destin Daniel Cretton. This is him standing next to Tom Holland filming scenes just a couple days ago. He directed the Shang-Chi movie. He was going to direct Avengers Kang Dynasty before Marvel fired Jonathan Majors and rehired Robert Downey Jr. Dr. Doom for Avengers Doomsday. Apparently, John Watts tried to get this new director to avoid going back to practical web slinging like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, which clearly he did not listen to, because you can see him in all these set videos doing practical web slinging as they're filming this big chase, this big fight scene he's having. And I think he made the right call. I think this is going to pop way better on screen. That's why you've seen a lot of people posting about why this feels so much more like a comic book accurate Spider-Man movie than the previous Spider-Man movies that Tom Holland has done. One of those things that doesn't seem like a big deal at first, but does wind up making a huge difference, a huge benefit later on. Now, the actual scenes Tom Holland is filming right now, all these big web-slinging scenes, is this big military vehicle chase scene with all the explosions and him trying to rip whoever is inside the vehicle, driving it out. Supposedly now, according to scoopers, if they are to be believed, that they're not the Inner Demons or Mr. Negative that are controlling this tank. Supposedly, it's Punisher driving this military vehicle. I believe it's a military vehicle. I don't know exactly what kind of military vehicle. And apparently Spider-Man is fighting both the Punisher and Scorpion at the same time. Seemingly because Punisher is trying to kill Scorpion in the movie, probably trying to kill other villains, because it's Punisher's thing, like he's going to kill villains. And Spider-Man is trying to stop him from killing. So it does sound like that is going to be a core part of the movie, the whole idea that Spider-Man does not kill. So he's going to be trying to stop Punisher from doing that the entire movie. And even though Spider-Man is clearly trying to save Scorpion's life, Scorpion also fighting Spider-Man because, of course, he would. So it does seem like the upgraded military vehicle, the weapons, are Punisher's, which makes more sense if he's going to need weapons, armor upgrades in the movie to put him on par with Spider-Man and Hulk. There have been a lot of people that have been wondering when he's going to get that War Machine armor. Are they ever going to do that twist? I'm not expecting that in this movie. Like, there have been a lot of memes when they announced Punisher. Like, imagine him in a Hulkbuster with a Punisher logo on it going after Hulk.
Bunch of clowns, you know that?
I do not think they're going to take that this far. That would be kind of cool in theory, but I think it would be kind of ridiculous on screen. They still want this to feel like a ground-level Spider-Man movie. So if the weapons, the vehicle belong to Punisher, it's possible that that red demon-looking logo that everyone thought was for the Inner Demons and Mr. Negative is actually a Punisher logo. Marvel tried to change Punisher's logo a couple years ago. There's something that looked a little bit like this, caving to real-life pressures around the character, but everybody just absolutely hated the logo redesign, and they changed it back a little while later. Also, recently, Punisher was spotted filming in New York City, filming his special presentation wearing the classic logo. This is his newest suit that he gets, and this was like on the last day of their filming, so he's supposed to take place before Spider-Man Brand New Day. So it does seem like during Spider-Man Brand New Day, he will probably have a comic book accurate logo. Michael Mando was also posting pictures of himself on set a couple days ago. He also posted this classic Scorpion and Venom picture that made it seem like he's also going to have a more comic book accurate Scorpion suit. Now, Mac Gargan also became a version of Venom, so it's possible they could do that in the future. It's a little too soon to actually turn him into Venom during this movie. Tom Holland hasn't even worn the symbiote yet. So honestly, I think he was posting this Scorpion Venom picture more for the Scorpion accurate suit in it. So all the Scorpion stuff helps with this next big question. If it is true that Mr. Negative is not in this movie, why then does Hulk become Savage Hulk again? What causes Hulk's mind to take over their body completely? So far, the best theory I've seen is that it has something to do with Scorpion's venom. It's possible that Scorpion is able to sting Banner with his venom in the movie, and it causes some reaction that causes the full Savage Hulk to take over his body completely. He's still inside Banner, but they've been sharing control of his body 50-50, working together since the events of Avengers Endgame. All he needs to turn back into complete Savage Hulk is for Hulk's mind to be completely dominant.
Uni-human.
I also like the idea that they're going to be more comic book accurate with this twist when it's Hulk who remembers that Peter Parker is Spider-Man and the spell only worked on Banner's mind because in the comics, Hulk is immune to that kind of magic spell. All the footage of Punisher filming his special presentation are seemingly based on the Welcome Back Frank comic book arc where he goes up against Mon Nucci and the Nucci crime family. They did feature them during the Punisher Netflix Season 1. He killed one of them. They could use that for plot during the Punisher special presentation because Punisher Netflix is meant to be canon to the MCU stuff now. They have not announced an official release date for that yet, but they finished filming it so quickly, the idea is they want to release it before Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out. So Daredevil Born Again Season 2 will release in March 2026. Then right after that, the Punisher special presentation, and then the Punisher will also come back in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Presumably, there'll be some kind of post-credit scene in the Punisher special presentation that will explain what he's doing at the beginning of Spider-Man Brand New Day and why he's so unhinged, because it sounds like, based on the description of all the characters, that the Punisher is going to be on a killing rampage going after Spider-Man villains, trying to kill them all, but it's not clear exactly why he's after them specifically. Also not totally clear where he gets all of his upgraded weapons from. Is it from Damage Control? Because they would have access to a lot of these really hardcore military vehicles in a way the Punisher normally wouldn't have access to unless he stole them. When it comes to the actual main villain, if it's not Mr. Negative, the costume prop modeler for the movie, Monica Avito, actually made a mood board, and a lot of it looks like it's very Japanese, samurai, and ninja inspired. So a lot of people are like, does that mean that the Hand is in the movie? Is Silver Samurai going to be in the movie? Is the Viper character in the movie? These are all characters that were rumored last year, like a long time ago, so it is possible that those rumors do have some truth to them. They were actually featured during Hugh Jackman's Wolverine movie, the second Wolverine movie. This is the actual synopsis that Marvel released. It says, after the world has forgotten his name, Peter Parker begins a new chapter in his life, balancing college classes, part-time work, and his responsibility as New York's friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Sounds very coded for Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2.
Pizza time.
Also lends some credence to the whole Empire State theory that they'll be doing Empire State University during the next Spider-Man trilogy. Then it goes on to say, but when a mysterious force begins to unravel the city from the inside out, Peter finds himself caught between powerful enemies, old legacies, and unexpected allies. So I think that's a reference to him teaming up, but also fighting against Punisher and Hulk briefly before they team up together. As shadows from the past creep into his present, he must redefine what it truly means to be a hero on his own. I think the shadows from the past, powerful enemies, old legacies, also reference to characters like Scorpion that are from previous movies that he's actually been in. People who he has crossed paths with before. But it's not totally clear what this mysterious force unraveling the city from the inside out is. It would sound like Mr. Negative, but if the scoopers are to be believed, Mr. Negative is not in the movie. And as far as Vincent D'Onofrio has said, Kingpin is not in this movie, so he is not the mysterious force unraveling the city from the inside out, but he is kind of doing that in a way during Daredevil Born Again. Everybody post all your theories in the comments below. Who do you think the actual main villain of this movie is going to wind up being, if this is the mood board for some of the villains, and it seems very Japanese samurai inspired? This is still early days, they just started filming, so you have to remember there's going to be a lot more footage, a lot more details about the actual characters, so when we start learning some more, I will do more videos about this. But if you spotted any other Easter eggs in this new footage, or any of the details that I didn't talk about during the video, just write them below in the comments, or if you have any special requests for future bonus videos. There's so much more footage. Everybody click here for all those teasers and trailers that Sony released, and click here for all my Avengers Doomsday videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.